Good day everybody and welcome to today's latest episode of my YouTube video series. And today we're going to talk about Capitaland and Ascott entering the Johor Bahru property market, right? What happened yesterday on the 19th of August? I was at the agreement signing event held by Astaka Padu and Capitaland in Johor Bahru. Basically what happened was that Capitaland and Astaka Padu have agreed to work together on a new shopping mall, luxury 5-star, 6-star shopping mall, right? The first one in JB, right? Because JB right now we don't have a luxury shopping mall, so this will be the first one, which will basically be at the One Bukit Senyum development site, which is basically where Astaka and Arden will be. So Capitaland will start off as a retail advisor, asset advisor, and with plans to eventually become the operator for the mall as well. So at the event, we had this Irvin Yeo. He is the Capitaland CEO for commercial management for Capitaland Investment. At his speech, he was drawing on Capitaland's experience in China, where China they manage over 50 assets in China, and especially for Johor Bahru's case, they are referring a lot to their experience in Shenzhen, where they had malls in Shenzhen managed by Capitaland, where the idea was to lure spending from Hong Kong. So in this case, in JB, they're going to try and do the same thing, right? To try and get people from Singapore to come and spend in JB. So the concept is basically this will be a luxury mall, right? Minimum 300,000 square feet net lettable area with a 5-star hotel, right? Very likely is Marriott with a branded residence part of it. So the latest tower, the so-called third tower, will have one tower which is a 5-star hotel slash branded residences. And this mall will focus on, I say luxury mall because JB doesn't have one today. So think of the high-end brands, think of Iron Orchard, think of Pavilion. That is the concept they want to go after. So JB doesn't have an Iron Orchard, doesn't have a Pavilion kind of concept in JB, so this will be the first one. And they're going to bring in a lot of Singapore brands to open up retail stores in JB here in this mall, and also focus on food, right? There'll be a food hall of some sort which focus on local Malaysian flavors as well as international cuisine as well. So what happens if you're looking to tap on this game? So the easiest way to get in, of course, is to buy Arden Residences. If you guys can look back at my video on Arden Residences a few months ago. So Arden Residences is the condo that they're launching basically next to this mall. Actually, Arden today is already 80% sold, right? So we are down to the last 20%, mostly high floor. But if you want to buy low floor unit or the HSM unit, there's still choices. So Arden will basically be next to this mall. And of course, when they launch the branded residence, that will be even more expensive than Arden, right? If you're talking about price and value. And I like the whole idea of a high-end mall in JB, high-end condos in JB, because that's something very different, right? If you compare to other projects in JB, which are a lot more mass market design, right? What Astaka Padu is doing here in One Bukit Senyum is commendable, because they're doing something which is truly different from other projects in JB, which so they're going a more luxury spec, high spec building, right? Compared to the more mass market designs you see in other projects in JB. So how about time frame? We know that this mall will start sometime construction in 2026. How long it takes to build all that, I think is not sure. We're probably going to wait for more details for the hotel first, because they haven't announced the hotel officially. So we'll probably know more about this whole section by 2026. But this is good news, right? Congratulations to Astaka owners as well as Arden owners, right? This is good news for you. And not very far away, actually, on about a week plus back, which is on 8th of August, right, just before National Day, Ascott, which is also a Capitaland company, right, Ascott basically signed an agreement with Coronation Square, right, to run and operate a Ascott service apartment in the Coronation Square project. Now, Coronation Square is very near City Square. It's actually quite near RTS also. Behind, opposite Jalan Wong Afuk, you know, that direction towards Doubletree by Hilton, is flanked by Doubletree by Hilton and also the Persada Convention Center. So that's Coronation Square. It's also a mixed development, right? Part of the Ibrahim International Business District, right? You may have heard of that as well. So Coronation Square has a mall also concept, an office tower there, and they already start selling one residences as well, which is very heavily, probably almost fully sold, if not fully sold by now. So Ascott will also do one 5-star service apartment there. And for those of you who know, right, Ascott is the top tier brand. It's the 5-star brand, right? Their lower brands are the 4-star ones are actually Somerset and Citadines, right? But they're not doing Somerset Citadines here. This will be an Ascott level 5-star brand. The interesting thing about Coronation Square is that they also have plans to build link bridge, right, from Coronation Square towards the RTS station. So if you travel into JB from RTS, right, from Singapore, right, you can also in the future walk to Coronation Square to this Ascott property as well. So what's interesting about these two bits of news is that finally we see a big brand from Singapore, property from Singapore, which is Capitaland, come into JB. Actually, Capitaland has other plots of land in JB. They still own one plot of land in the Tangga Bay, right, as far as we know. So this is Capitaland's focus. And you'll notice that both projects that they're getting into here are fairly near the RTS. So we're again talking back about S tier, right? So S tier is where all the action is happening. So like I said in my earlier videos, if you want to buy property in JB, it's best to be in the S tier, the super tier, where all the action is. The moment you go further away, right, there's less and less interest, right? Even people like Capitaland, right, they want to be where the majority of the population or the flow through from the RTS is, right, which is, you can see here, OBS, One Bukit Senyum, as well as this Coronation Square, both are which are very near or fairly near to the RTS station, walking distance in many cases, especially for Coronation Square. It's good, right? It shows that Singapore companies have confidence in Johor Bahru, right? Have confidence in the Johor Singapore Special Economic Zone, and they are planning all these things to be part of it or tap on the benefits of it, right? So let me know what you think about this news, right? It's interesting news I want to share with you today because I think it didn't really come out in the mainstream media too much, right, in Singapore, but I felt it's worth to know that, you know, Capitaland making these two business decisions in fairly short amount of time in August, right, with relations to Johor. So, and I said, if you're going to buy property, as per what I said earlier, do buy in the S tier zone. So my name is Ryan Khoo. If you want to buy property in JB, especially in the S tier, which where I focus, come and talk to me. I will help you buy and choose a property here within the S tier zone. Okay. So thank you very much. If you enjoyed my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Like my videos, and we'll find out more on other interesting news regarding retirement in Johor Bahru as well as property investment in Johor Bahru. Thank you very much, and bye bye.